Hi everyone. I'm doing this video today from the backyard of the rectory, where you can see we've done a little bit to get ready for spring. The canopy and the chairs and the barbecue. But as we all know too well, the weather has not been exactly great for outdoor eating this past week. But we're ready nonetheless. And I think in some ways we're all ready to be finished with this virus as well. And we've seen that in some ways by the reaction to the lifting of some restrictions of being isolated and whatnot that the government announced recently. And although that doesn't apply to everything, some of it did apply to church a little bit, that we're allowed to do drive-in services once again. Now, it was interesting how some churches have taken this up, others have been a little more reluctant. What I have seen, though, is that in asking you about it, you've said two things that are really important and mean a lot. You've said that church is very important, and you have said that our Anglican way of expressing ourselves in church is very important as well. And in response to my most recent email, almost everybody had said they'd rather wait to be able to be in church again rather than to do something in a more drive-through, drive-up, however you want to say it, kind of style. So we're going to continue with the devotionals weekly. Many people have said that these were meaningful and important to them, to which I appreciate as well. Our family has been doing them, and we found great meaning in them as well. In this time, as we sit and continue to wait and try to live life, whatever we're getting used to doing these days, it is important to consider that God is speaking in this time, and that God may be using this virus spread for other things, or many things. We don't know exactly what yet, and as I had alluded to earlier, I am working on a paper right now that's trying to help me clear out my thinking and solidify it a little better. And though I thought that paper might be out this past week, it's proving to be more interesting and more work than I thought. As some of my professors in the past will have told you, I often get myself bogged down, and certainly that has been the case here. But it is interesting, and one of the things I'm thinking about a lot right now is the idea of God having worked to create the world and then rested on the seventh day. And maybe, in some ways, not to mitigate or to undervalue those who are working very hard right now, but maybe part of the world has needed to rest. We've seen pictures, perhaps you've seen them too, of how the Earth naturally is doing some great things. The ozone layer in the Arctic seems to have healed itself. In Europe, they are seeing mountains and seeing clear canals that they haven't seen in generations, indeed centuries. In some of the major cities, smog has lifted in ways that no one would have dreamed of in their lifetime. So maybe there is something of value when we think about rest. Many people who've been under quarantine in households have slept a lot more than they have lately. I know I've been one of those. I know I find myself tired on some days that I never imagined why I should be so tired considering what physical things I've done. But we all know that the spirit takes up energy as well. And the things we think about, the things we get excited about or worry about, the things that we spend a lot of time thinking about, that takes up energy too. And so it's no wonder a lot of us are tired. So I think about rest a lot, and I've been thinking about that this week. Perhaps you will too. It'll be nice to be able to rest under here again. Perhaps with a good book. Who knows? I continue to pray for all of you. I thank you for those who've been praying for me and our family, and I do hope and I do pray that these restrictions in our society are lifted logically, with people in mind and not money. With society in mind and not economics, and that we shall all be able to gather in our church to worship God in that way, the way we most express ourselves perhaps on Sunday mornings, together sometime soon. God bless you. See you soon.